Hello and welcome back to another edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. And for you, family member, I call you, returning subscribers, because, if you come the first time, you're a guest, the second time, you're family. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. All right, so it's been a long time since I've done one of these standalone, non-live, uploadable on-demand videos, y'all. So I'm kind of excited to be back out here in nature and recording. This won't be a long video, but I wanted to come on here today to share with you guys an epiphany I had the other day. So, and I'm out here in nature and I don't have my stand here. I'm holding this in my hand, so I do apologize for any camera shake. It's a little bit hot in the sun, so y'all, normally I'm sitting right in the sun, but I don't want you all to watch the transformation, the metamorphosis of me going from a dry face and a dry shirt to looking like I just got out of a swimming pool. So I'm over here standing in the shade. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys an epiphany that I had yesterday. And again, this is not gonna be a long video, but I think it is important, especially to those of you that have been watching my channel for a while, and you guys are continuing to see the progression of the age of Aquarius and how all of the lies and all of the mystique of the age of Pisces is melting away at a rapid pace. So yesterday, I walk in the office and boss lady's in there listening to I guess it's a Facebook video or whatever, but it's a sermon of one of her senior cousins. She's doing a sermon at a church service, and she's in there watching it, supporting her cousin and everything like that. And I didn't, I'm walking past and, going to break room and hear what's going on. I'm like, what you watching? She says, oh, yeah, this is my cousin's sermon or whatever. They did a church service, and she's the featured speaker. So, but the thing that grabbed my attention was the song that was being sang. And this was, for those of you who are, familiar with a lot of the Southern Christian church services, a lot of them have. Now I grew up, my life is 50-50 childhood. I was born and raised in New York and spent the second half of my childhood in the South. But I saw a lot more of this type of thing in church in the South, where there's this call and response type of thing you do. So the pastor would say something, and then they'd have a call, so to speak, and then there would be a response from the congregation. And anyway, so I'm listening, and again, the thing that grabbed my attention was this song they were singing, and it was one that I remember singing myself as a child. Some of y'all know the words. The words go, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? There's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me." And I used to sing that, and I used to say that when I was younger. And this was a long decades before I ever had a spiritual awakening, and my eyes began to come open and see things for what they really are. Now here I am. When I hear something, I can't unhear it, because now I can see and hear. And so, why that, Matt? Why that? Real simple. What grabbed my attention is the number of spells that we cast upon ourselves via Christianity, via church services. I'm gonna see if I can switch arms here without messing up getting my thumbs in the way of the camera. Okay, good. Yeah, the spell work. And y'all know, people think that when you hear the term spells or spell work, it's somebody doing something nefarious with a dark magician or a voodoo practitioner or something like that. Spells are words. Spells are words, and illusions are sights. So spells are words and sounds, and illusions are sights. The two combine to make up what we know as sorcery, okay? And I did a video on how to diffuse sorcery some years ago, a couple of years ago, I think maybe. And I'll put the link in the description box for those of you that want to watch that. It was called How to Diffuse Sorcery. But in it, I talked about how sorcery is a combination of illusions, things that deceive the eyes, and spells, things that enter into the ears and deceive the mind. Both of them work to deceive the mind. It's just that there are two spiritual passageways into every person, the eyes and the ears. Okay, so getting back to this song, y'all, before I wrap up. Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? Well, there's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. And I was like, first of all, you know that when a lot of times when they're casting spells, they rhyme. Why rhyme? Why does a lot of the spell work contain rhymes? Why are a lot of songs written in meter that rhymes? It's because rhymes, they tend to get memorized a lot easier. Like if I did something that was in rhyme, you guys would remember that a lot easier than what is every word that Matt said in that video, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's how they do it. And y'all know the power of numbers, right? Because we talked about that before too. So the rhythm of that particular song that they sang and the chant, my ears heard it. And I was picking up the syllables, the downbeat, okay? Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? That's 7. There's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. 7. 7 and 7, 14. 1 and 4, 5. 5 is the number of change. It is also the number of activation. What do I tell you? The magicians, I've told y'all this for a while now. What do magicians say before they do their magic trick? Abracadabra. 5 activates it. And I thought about that. And I said to myself, when you listen to those words, first of all, we're not going to talk about, I hear a lot of people, we're not going to get caught up in the name, okay? Not going to get caught up in the name. It's y'all hear me, I mostly say Messiah because there are too many different variations of the name, and everybody who, you know, everybody seems to, I don't know what I got going on up there. It must be a squirrel, okay? Leave me alone. Let me finish my video, okay? Thank you. Tree, tell that squirrel to pull up till I finish my video. Thank you. Phone's ringing, all of this. Somebody don't want this video to go out. First, I'm getting a distraction from the trees, and then the phone's ringing, right? Anyway, let me wrap this video up. So, yeah, I'm not going to get caught up in the name. Too many different variations of it out there, and too many people arguing that what they say is right. I'm like, okay, if it's that many different variations and all of y'all are right, either all of y'all are right or all of y'all are wrong. Or somebody's right, but either way. Uh-oh, hands in the shot. Let's see if I can't keep it out. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. So, abracadabra, that's 5. That's activation. Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? Jesus bear the cross. First of all, the cross is a human suffering device. It, for the person for whom that song was, you know, the title or the subject of that song, the first subject, because there are 2 subjects in there. There's the me, well, there's the world, there's 3. The Messiah, the world, and me. Okay, those are the subjects. Anyway, I'm like, the first subject, okay, for him, the cross was something that was burdensome. It was something that ultimately was and is a human suffering device. And now people wear it like it's something to be proud of. To me, it's no different than somebody wearing a necklace with a charm of a noose around it. Yeah, I said that. Somebody wearing a necklace with a charm. Would you wear a necklace with a charm that had a noose on it? If you wouldn't do that, then why in the heck are you wearing a necklace with a cross charm on it? See what I'm saying? So anyway, must he bear the cross alone and all the world go free? Well, there's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. Think about how many times you say that. What you are doing is casting a spell upon yourself of burden, bearing a burden, carrying a heavy weight, carrying a human torture device, carrying a device of suffering. When you don't have to. When you don't have to. That is the spell that that's one of the spells that Christianity has placed us under. Now, why is that recited? What's the importance of that with us? Y'all saw the video I did. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the video. The darkness is spazzing out. That's a live stream that I did a couple of weeks ago. Okay, and I'll put a link to that in the description box too. The forces of darkness who don't have the power to create use your creation powers. In the case of a lot of these spells that the church has gotten us to cast upon ourselves, I said that, these rituals, these things that we say, these things we do, this taking of communion every month, that's a ritual too. That is a dark ritual. The eating of flesh and the drinking of blood. Do you know that the Romans, this is documented, go look it up. Do you know that as a ritual, after defeating an enemy, after vanquishing an enemy, especially one who was a formidable foe, they would drink the blood of their enemy, ritualistically, as a ritual. Y'all drinking blood and eating, or doing the symbolism of drinking blood and eating human flesh. Was that an instruction given in the Old Testament? Don't get me started. So anyway, that's just one. But getting back to this, the one I heard, think about what you're saying, people. Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? Oh no, there's a cross for everyone. And there's a cross for me. Why? Why are you carrying a burden that you don't have to? But you subject yourself to it when you chant these words and you continue saying them. And then you wonder why you have so many difficulties in your life. It's time to break some of these spells that we cast upon ourselves. Going back to that reference I just mentioned, the video, the darkness is spazzing out. The forces of darkness do not have creation power. So they get you to create what they want. So they get you to cast their spell that they wrote and activate it in your life by you speaking it. Nobody can speak a word over your life and it stick unless you believe in it and you activate it with your own belief. Where attention goes, energy flows. So the truth is, they get you to cast the spell that they want on you, on yourself, by getting you to chant that stuff. So as I get ready to wrap this up, y'all, I want y'all to start thinking about some of these rituals that came through organized religion, that came through Christianity. Think about the words of these things that we say, these things that we speak that are not word. There is nothing in the word that talks about carrying a human suffering device, a device that the Romans used to torture and murder and kill people. Red rum. Maybe I'm supposed to say red rum. I don't know. YouTube funny, but I'm not monetized anyway, so I give 0 Fs. Anyway, y'all think about that. That was very profound. And I felt like, you know what? I heard that because I was supposed to. Uh-oh. Autofocus lock. I didn't mean to turn that on. Arms getting a little tired. Got to get back in the weight room, y'all. So let me get ready to wrap this video up. Let me see if I can turn this autofocus lock off. I did. Okay. So I want y'all to think about that. What words, what things did you chant in, and they do it in school too. The Pledge of Allegiance is another one. You're pledging allegiance to something that is inanimate. That's idolatry. Pledge allegiance to the flag. So you're pledging allegiance. You know what you're doing? You're pledging your energy. You're making an energetic connection to a symbol of something that is inanimate, that represents somebody else's wishes to the republic for which it stands. Remember that stuff we used to say in school when we were younger? It's the same thing. I tell y'all all the time, the church and the state, they fooled us with this, it's separation of church and the state. They both do the same thing. Schools, in effect, unless they're teaching you something useful, schools are indoctrination camps. So are churches. So y'all start thinking about some of these things that we used to say, because it's time. We're in the season where the chains are coming off. This is the season where we recognize and break the spell. In that video I did, how to diffuse sorcery, one of the things I mentioned in there, a central theme was the magician's power is your inability to see the trick. They're all illusions and spells. They're all fake words and fake sites, but they look real and they sound profound, right? Be careful of what you're saying. That's an activation. There are 7 major beats in each verse of that song. 7 plus, and there's 2 verses. 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So they use these energies that are out there for everybody to use. Everybody to use. You can speak a positive word over your life and clap your hands 5 times. Boom, you just did an activation. But you activated something positive for you. These energies, y'all, that you hear me talking about, these planetary energies, these astrological transits, the numbers, numerology. First of all, the universe runs on numbers. Numbers are universal language. So they're just pure. They're as pure as source. But they can be used for good or they can be used for nefarious reasons. All right? So start thinking. You hear this stuff, you're like, what am I saying? Start asking yourself, what am I saying? What am I saying? So that's about all I got, y'all. Think about that. Think about it. But do it for yourself. Not the must. That's not what. Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free. That's 7. And then you repeat it again the next time. There's a cross for everyone, 4. And there's 5. A cross, 6 for me, 7. Think about that. That's 15. That's 5. That's 5. Activation. But anyway, y'all, so that's all I got. I want y'all to be aware of and start to listen to these words that are coming through the airwaves. Start paying attention to the things that you speak over your own life, because I promise you, the way that this thing works, the way the Matrix has held this power this long, is that it has deceived the ones who have the power into using it against themselves. Why? Because the deceiver's only power is his ability to deceive. That's it. That's it. Through deception, he gets to get other people to tap into their own powers and use them against themselves and each other. That's how it works. The deceiver has no power other than the power to deceive. He appears powerful. Why? Because he's actually siphoning your own power and using it against you. And that in and of itself is an illusion, because he has the illusion of having power when really the power that he appears to have is yours. That's all I got, family. That's all I got. I hope that helps somebody. It was very profound. I knew that there was a reason that I heard it. There was a reason why I had to be walking by at that moment. There was a reason why I was in the office at the same time. I was supposed to share that with somebody. Y'all start reading the tea leaves in your own life. Why did this happen? Why did I come across this person at this time? Why did I see this site at this particular time? What if I had waited another 2 or 3 minutes before I left my last destination? I would have missed this thing. I was supposed to see this thing. I was supposed to experience this thing. Learn how to step outside of the forest in order to see the forest. All right? Maybe we've been looking at the trees a little bit too long. Maybe it's time to start looking at the whole landscape. Or maybe that's just the Capricorn in me. I don't know. Anyway, family, that's all I got. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel and you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, and inspired, please hit that subscribe button and make sure that you turned or set your notification bell to all, so that you'll be notified when I upload new content or when I go live. I had a person yesterday tell me that, hey, you know what? I just got your live notification a day after you went live. And I said, well, check your notification bell. Is it set to all or personalized? She said personalized. I said, that's the problem. Set it to all so you won't miss. All right, family. And I won't end this video without saying these 2 things. Number 1, tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It's a noun as well, but when we focus on the verb, the noun always takes care of itself. And last but not least, the only way to arrive at your destiny, to finish what you started, to finish the course that was set for you in the heavens before you were born into this world. The only way, you're not random. Go read Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. You are not random. You are planned, okay? You are planned and your life was planned. But the only way for you to arrive at the fulfillment of that plan, your destiny, is to operate in the energy of 100% authenticity. You have to be authentic. You have to be authentically you. You can't be anybody else better than they can. It's okay to admire somebody else. It's okay maybe to even borrow, some of their success nuggets, but ultimately you have to find a way to apply them to your own personal energy and your own mission. Those things can be found in your natal chart. I won't talk about that in this video. All right. So, because right now I'm not doing any. I've decided to take at least the rest of the summer off from doing natal chart readings. So I'm not taking any requests this summer for natal chart readings because I'm focusing on other things. So that's about all I got for y'all, family. I love you guys. Be well and have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time you're watching this.